Hey guys, I'm Alexis,
And I'm Alan.
and this is Drunk Piece.
Woo!
This is a podcast that we're going to be doing, um, essentially inspired by all the times we would hang out. Me, Alan, my brother Chris. We would hang out, we would drink a little bit, and then we just talk One Piece for hours. Because of that, we were inspired to make Drunk Piece.
With this podcast, we're going to be just talking about anything One Piece related, whether it's like the new chapters that are coming out or the theories that we come up with those chapters, or just in general.
Please remember to drink responsibly. Um, we're not driving anywhere after this. We specifically made time just to hang out, talk One Piece and, are drinking responsibly. This week we're drinking Twisted Teas, an OG for us. And yeah, we'll get started. I'm Alexis. This is Alan. And normally we'd be joined by Chris, who's not here currently. He is sick, can't really talk, so he's missing out on this like pilot episode 0.
If this is episode 0, like I could have green hair for this one, and then when it's episode 1, I'll just go back to regular hair.
Is that a Yu-Gi-Oh reference?
Yeah, it is.
Nice. Full warning: there will be spoilers.
Right.
So if you're not caught up to the latest manga chapter, we discuss everything all the way up to then.
Yeah, with these episodes, it's kind of gonna be like all over the place. We won't be talking about specifically a certain arc.
It could be completely random. It's just going to be a free-flowing debate with a little bit of structure.
But we're just assuming people who are watching this are just people who want to just discuss One Piece as of right now of what's going on in the story currently.
So let's get the simple questions out of the way. Who's your favorite Straw Hat?
My favorite Straw Hat out of what is it? Like
out of
10?
the Straw Hat?
Yeah, it's 10
out
of them now.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Or do you count Yamato?
No, I don't.
No? Okay. Agree to disagree.
I'd say out of everybody, I mean, I like Luffy, but like he's technically my favorite character in the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Between the Straw Hats, I would go with Brook, because he's just really mysterious, and even though we've seen his backstory, I just feel like there's more room for him when he was alive.
I don't feel like, we saw his backstory as far as what happened with him and the Rumbar Pirates, but we didn't see like any of the connection that he has to like the little girl who looked like Gunko. So there is definitely some potential from his past as a soldier,
right? Because he was a soldier for an island that they haven't really mentioned yet.
In the West Blue, I believe, right?
In West Blue, I believe, yeah.
Which coincidentally is also where God Valley is taking place. That I think would have to be Robin, because I think she just has the best backstory. Other than maybe right now, when we see a little bit of Rox's backstory, we've seen, a little bit of, or not a little bit, but we've seen a lot of like Huma's backstory, which was super, super powerful. But up until, within the past 2 years, Robin had the best backstory, and I don't think that's a hot take.
She's up there when it comes to like the saddest backstories. I would say like even Brooke. But like I think Kuma overtakes everybody.
I think Kuma takes it. Have you seen those videos that were going around when like it was airing on the anime and like they were like dancing?
Yeah.
Like Nika, like the father daughter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was cute. Makes me want a kid, but not really.
So right now in the anime, I think they're barely like the elders just came out.
Yeah, I actually just watched the episode.
I haven't.
No?
I've been waiting because like I like to watch One Piece with my dad to like get him hooked on. And he does get hooked on. He starts asking a lot of questions. But I just moved out, so like I haven't been able to watch it with him.
If you could eat a devil fruit, which devil fruit would it be?
Like one that already exists in the canon, or just like one that I would make up?
No, like one that exists in the canon.
That's a good question.
And then keep in mind, like, if you say, "Oh, I want Luffy's fruit," the Hito no Mi model Nika, like, you have to awaken it in order to get the Nika powers.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would go for that one honestly, but I mean, I would go for like maybe Whitebeard's.
Okay, so the Gure no Mi.
Yeah.
I would go. I mean, the most overpowered fruit, I think, other than the Nika fruit, would be Law's Ope Ope no Mi.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
I think that one would be pretty cool.
Krum.
So imagine we're like here having a One Piece discussion, right? And I'm like, room, shambles. And I just get a new beer or a new drink in my hand, straight from the fridge.
You just have to grab something over here to replace it.
Yeah, one of the empty ones.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
It's like, switch, empty, switch, empty.
Oh,
All of them are empty.
Yeah, we ran out. No, that's cool because his devil fruit is pretty overpowered. It's like you could teleport basically. You can with what he's been doing, what he did with his power, like he can make the area like in his little shield, in his radius. He can mute like
that was a pretty cool application of his power.
Yeah,
that he was able to mute that.
He can get his sword and like. Is it awakened at that point?
Yeah, that's part of when he uses Kroom. That's like part of the awakening, or like his awakened abilities.
He coats his sword with like electricity.
It's like electricity, but it's like he coats it with like basically like a room with the sword, so it gives it like extra like abilities that he can't normally do. And so in the latest chapter, we saw what happened essentially to a lot of the top pirates. So we saw Rocks, Roger, Whitebeard Kaido, Big Mom, a lot of the pirates, and we had a huge reveal at the end with IMU showing up, which is crazy, which we'll get into right now. But actually, if we're gonna start at the beginning of the chapter, Yamato's backstory or cover story is done.
So they've been saying that for like 3 chapters, and like I could have seen it end in 3 chapters ago, but every chapter that's come out, they're like, all right, this is the last one, and then the next issue, the next chapter comes out, and they're like, all right, this is the last one.
No, I think so for this one, it really
is the real deal. This is the last one.
I think this one really is the last one because I'm pulling up the chapter right now. Let me see, and it says final volume. So Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest, Surrogate Pilgrimage, final volume. Dear Sir Luffy, Wano is once again at peace. And so I think that's just the final chapter. I think it was pretty cool that she got her own like
little story.
Yeah, like her own story, but also like kind of following in Odin's footsteps, where she got like her own like little crew.
She was recruiting bad people, like bad guys, and they kind of redeeming themselves.
Yeah, like Page One and Ulti.
I did like that they came back.
That was pretty cool.
They were my favorite amongst the group of like the Beast Pirates.
And actually, what we said earlier. Do you count Yamato as a part of the Straw Hats yet, or no?
I want to say no.
So in that case, would you say that Yamato would be more like a, essentially like a commander, like from the Straw Hat Grand Fleet?
I would say, yeah.
And like her crew would be, and to anybody that's going to say, oh no, say his, I'm just gonna refer to Yamato as her. If you decide to refer as Yamato as a he, completely fine. I get it. It's just easier to remember for me. No hate at all to LGBT community or anything. So full transparency there.
I'm just basing it off like the SBS because Oda even refers to Yamato as a she.
Yeah, but if you see it the other way, because there's plenty of evidence for the other thing, right? For Yamato to be a he. So
it's fine either way.
Yeah, like, either way it's fine
because we still know who we're referring to.
Yeah.
So
just full transparency there. Don't want to get canceled on the first episode. maybe wait till episode like 2 or 3. But yeah, so Yamato, and then Yamato's crew would basically be Page One and Ulti so far, right? Because I think that's the only people that were.
You wouldn't think like Kinemon and like.
I think Kinemon and like Momonosuke and you know, yeah, I think they're part of their like own. They're part of like the Wano faction of like Luffy's like allies, but I don't feel like they're part of Yamato's, because I feel like Yamato is still gonna try to join up with the Straw Hats, at least for the final venture, similar to how Odin joined Roger for the final part of the adventure. Mm-hmm. Who knows if it'll happen in Elbaf? I doubt it. I think it'd be like right before, or like right after. I mean, but I mean we'll just have to wait and see.
Speaking of the cover stories, just because like I want to get it out there, or maybe we can save it for a different one. But I just want to like bring it up. The whole like Gecko Moria being Wano.
Yes, possibly being from Wano and being oh my god, being a Kozuki.
Yeah, like Kozuki Moria. I could see it happening either way, where maybe they're mistaken in thinking that he is in the Kozuki clan.
Well, see, here's the evidence for it though. So we know Moria was like a super strong pirate back in the day, and then waged a big battle against Kaido, lost against Kaido, had his whole crew basically killed, had to start from zero, got deformed, right? That's why he doesn't have like a neck anymore, or he's all neck now.
Yeah.
And so that could have been him trying to reclaim Wano, knowing that okay, Odin is either one, gone, or two, he's just playing a fool, like dancing around, you know. Because I gotta double check the timeline on that, on when Moria fought Kaido.
I heard it. Yeah, I've been seeing that it's taking place while he was dancing around, like around that same time.
Okay, so it was around that same
time. Took over. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then in that case, I guess I mean, in that case,
it would make sense because that's the only time when Kaido was actually in Wano.
Yeah, like if he staged like or he tried to stage like a second rebellion, and this is going off the assumption that he is a Kozuki, and it is Gecko Moria that is the Kozuki. Because I've seen some people say translation errors, but also like mostly everybody's saying Kozuki, so we'll see that. And then
my thing is that he just looks too different from everybody in Wano. Like
he could have been adopted because he's from West Blue.
I think I think he's like part Oni because of the horns.
No, he does have horns. You're right. Yeah, maybe part Oni, maybe adopted, probably both.
Yeah, because he was raised in West Blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was raised in West Blue. I don't know if he was born in West Blue, but I know he was raised in West Blue.
Yeah. And then at one point he took Ryuma's body and like other people's bodies from Wano.
Speaking of Moria, do you think a good portion of Moria's ship, Thriller Bark, do you think part of that is part of God Valley?
See, so I've been seeing that, and I don't know because they say that, but I don't see any evidence to back that up.
So I guess you're right, because all the evidence that was there to back that up was under the assumption that a lot of the Rocks pirates died on God Valley. So people like Captain John, like that other guy that had like the big mustache, right?
Yeah, the really big guy.
The really big guy. Yeah, I forgot his name too. But that's under the assumption that they died.
Bastar, like the one with the 4 arms.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That they died on God Valley, which we know, just based on like the timeline of everything, that's not true. Like Captain John had a really big career popular enough to have Buggy, who knows maybe not exactly where the One Piece is, but he has a good idea of where it is because he spent all that time on Roger's ship.
He has the Captain John's treasure.
Yeah, and he's going after Captain John's treasure. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, on the previous chapter, the one right before it, it looked like he had Kid's devil fruit.
Oh no, I'm 100% sure that he probably had it. Mm-hmm. And then when he died, well, yeah, the fruit was reincarnated.
So, do you think, me and Chris were talking about it the other day, do you think that do you think Buggy has found Captain John's treasure, first of all?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I don't think so.
Me and Chris think the same thing.
I think it's an overarching arc for Buggy.
Yeah, like one of those like background arcs. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because me and Chris thought the same thing, and the theory that I came up with, or I saw, I can't remember. I think I came up with like part of it, and then I saw somebody else post it as well, and then I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, okay, that helps. That helps the theory. Is the reason Buggy hasn't been able to reach it is because Captain John awakened his fruit, and it has something to do with magnets that he can't reach the treasure. And the only way he can reach that treasure is through Kid. And so if Kid is actually still alive after his encounter with Shanks, do you think that because of that, like, they'll try to recruit Kid?
I could see
to Cross Guild?
I could see that happening.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But I definitely think it's definitely something that's stopping Buggy from reaching it, if he hasn't reached it already. Because I don't think it's been confirmed one way or the other.
So yeah, people are saying because Captain John had, like, if he does have the magnet, I don't know what the fruit is called, the magnet fruit, but if it is that fruit, that devil fruit power, could Captain John be Kid's father?
I don't, maybe, but I feel like that's just, at that point it just becomes Nepo baby One Piece, like, because everybody's related to everybody. Mm-hmm. Even though, I mean, that's kind of what it is right now, but it's still, like, it's such a great series that it, like, generalizing it like that does not do the series justice.
I feel like, well, because the only evidence to back that up is just because the name, there was a pirate, his name was Captain John Kidd or something like that. Yeah. So people are thinking, like, oh, because Eustace Kid, one, Whitebeard has one part of the name, Blackbeard has part of the name, but they're not related.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about the chapter, right? So I'm kind of going through it, and just so you can kind of like see. Mm-hmm. So it starts with Rayleigh saving Shaggy. I like this part where Shaggy's like all smiling, and like where Rayleigh's like, oh, about that letter, and she's like, no, like, shut up, like, I know.
I know what you're gonna say.
Like, yeah. I know you're in love with me. That's sweet.
I think, yeah, no, I that was my favorite part of the last chapter, was when he rescues her.
Yeah.
Because people are like, people like, Oda's not one to tackle on like romance, but when he does, it goes hard. Like, everything.
Dude, it goes hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, he doesn't want to do those kinds of stories. Like, I heard the Grand Line Review, like, talk about this, and he made a good point, saying, like it's not like he strays away from romance, because he knows it's a shonen manga for, like, adolescent boys, older men, so he's gonna tackle on the action, the, like, story and everything, but
he's not, like, that's not his expertise, essentially. But he does a good job at writing it when he needs to.
I wouldn't say expertise. I think he could actually do a good romance, but he just strays away from it because that's not what he's trying to do.
Dude, imagine Oda, after finishing One Piece, he just starts making shoujo manga. Like, romance.
Is that romance?
Yeah, it's like, it was, not always romance. Like shonen is geared for like adolescent boys, and then shoujo is like geared for like adolescent uh, girls.
Oh, okay.
And so typically it's like actions associated here, and then romance is associated here.
That's funny because that's exactly how it goes down for me and my girlfriend. Like I'm shonen and she would be shoga.
Shoujo.
Shoujo.
Shoujo, yeah.
Shoujo or shoujo?
Shoujo.
Shoujo.
Okay. So we saw Big Mom. We saw what we saw in Kuma's flashback. You know, Big Mom grabbing the fruit from Even Clove's hands, the Azure dragon fruit, or Azure fish or whatever.
The like fish fruit.
Azure dragon.
Yeah, Motto Azure. Yeah.
And she gets it and she says, "Oh, for Karakuri," which is interesting because before in Wano, and actually, so I initially thought this, and then I saw somebody else say something about it. I think I saw it on Twitter, or I think it might have been Grand Line Review.
It might be Grand Line Review. I think I know what you're
saying. Where it's like this assumption only comes from the anime, because in the manga, it was never stated like, oh, you owe me because I gave you that devil fruit.
No,
it was only stated in the anime.
I saw a panel of that exact dialogue.
It wasn't. I think the panel was like, you owe me because of that favor I did you, but it didn't specify devil fruit.
I remember specifically she says on the day that rocks fell at God Valley, I gave you that I did you that favor.
Oh yeah, okay. So it says, on the day rocks fell into ruin at God Valley, I gave you the legendary model of the fish fruit. You owe me for life, Kaido. Whatever you say, we can talk after we get it. Okay, so no, you're right. Big Mom probably just forgot, or essentially because she goes into these phases, right, which happened mostly when she was younger, and then also now that she's older. Right, so but it doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't happen during her prime years when she was like a baddie.
Like she tends to forget stuff and gaslights herself. Yeah, because I think it was Grand Line Review that also talked about that too. Yeah, like when she was young, like she ate like those kids, and then kind of gaslight herself, thinking, oh, they left and abandoned her. So who's to say that she did the same thing with Kaido? And I feel like every time she went on through those hunger pains. She just kind of like
short-term memory loss.
Yeah, and I mean Wano is a clear evidence right there, because like there was like a whole segment where she just kind of like had amnesia.
Yeah, I didn't really like the fact that she had amnesia, but I mean
that was my least favorite part.
Yeah, it moved the story along though, but still, would you agree that everything? I mean, obviously Wano was like peak. But everything after Wano, every single chapter has been almost a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, like I would say after Wano, I would say even after the third act of Wano, it was just banger after banger. And then, like, even like the lows weren't super low. It'd be
when you're a series like One Piece, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. When you're a series like One Piece, I feel like your lows are other series' highs.
Right. Yeah.
Like let's be honest. Not glazing, but like let's be honest. One Piece is a modern day epic. One Piece is the Odyssey to us, as the Odyssey was to the Romans, right? Or the Greeks.
No, the Greeks.
Yeah, the Greeks. It's like the exact same thing, except it's literally a modern day epic, modern day Odyssey. Is Garling a fraud? Or did he just go up against like a top 3 character in the verse?
I think so. People, I could see it happening both ways, because people are like, oh yeah, he's strong, but yeah, he was slaying like slaves and like regular humans.
It's just a gender piece.
that's what I'm hearing. Yeah. I think because he got taken out by freaking rocks, and rocks could take like
dude, rocks killed an admiral.
He was toe to toe with like freaking King Harold, and then he was able to
Yeah.
even go through like see emo himself.
He's the only person that we know of that has been confirmed to be in that like flower room.
Yeah.
Do you think Rox has a devil fruit, or do you think it's too late to reveal one?
I think it's too late to reveal one because they would have showed it by now. Because the whole time I was just kind of waiting for that too. I was like, does he have Blackbeard's fruit?
See, that's what I thought originally when Loki started talking about like, oh, he saw Rox. I thought we were gonna see it, and then the whole theory when he went like this, that he had lost fruit, but I don't think so.
No.
I think if he had a fruit, it would be. I don't even know. What if he had Buggy's fruit?
The chop fruit. That would be crazy though. I really wanted like Rox to be like I really wanted the theory that Buggy is also Rox's son to be the thing.
Yeah.
Because he just looks too much like both of them. He looks both like Blackbeard and Buggy.
Buggy D Clown.
Davy D Buggy.
Davy D Buggy. You know the D's not actually part of his name, right?
Who, Buggy?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a D in his name?
No.
No, I thought
it's
so.
It's just for the meme.
Oh, okay.
which is pretty freaking crazy because like
I would have thought, you know.
Yeah, like so many people just believe it just from that like little piece of like internet lore.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I don't think Garling's a fraud. I think he just went up against, Garling's probably top 10 in the verse.
Because he's a holy knight for a reason.
Mm-hmm. But we also haven't really seen like such good examples of the holy knight in terms of like power scaling. But then you think of in terms of power scaling and it's like, okay, who have the holy knights faced? Rox called IMU the world, which also when Van Augur and Katarina Devon were talking to Saturn.
Oh yeah,
he's like, what are you after?
The world.
The world.
Yeah.
And they even put it in quotation marks, which is the same way they ended the chapter, in quotation marks, the world.
And Emu's supposed to represent like the earth god or whatever.
Potentially.
What I've seen, yeah.
Yeah. So
I feel like, oh man, like I want to talk about Rox, but I feel like, does he deserve his own episode?
I feel like he deserves an episode with Chris.
With Chris, yeah. It's crazy because he's actually starting to become like one of my favorite characters.
He is such a good character.
Yeah.
And he is definitely not the evil person that Sengoku made him out to be. Because everyone was thinking, oh, this guy's going to be super evil. And it's like, no, this guy's just a guy trying to protect his family. He's just a regular pirate.
He's a pirate. Like,
yeah, he's a pirate.
Like, if the roles were switched and they said that he was the king of the pirates, I wouldn't.
Yeah, like I would. If they said Rox was the first king of the pirates, I wouldn't question that. I'd be like, okay, yeah, Roger was the second. Cause makes sense.
He does. He acts more like a pirate than Roger does.
Roger acts like a pirate in the sense of like freedom, because he thinks, I feel like Luffy does, where it's like being a pirate or being king of the pirates is having ultimate freedom, right? Which is kind of like what he is like right now. But we see at the end of the chapter that, he's like, oh, I have so much more to learn about the world, or I have so much more to learn, like I'm still green essentially.
Yeah.
And I think that's interesting because I think whatever happens from here on in God Valley is what inspires him to go after the One Piece, or to seek the truth of the world. And I think that's what eventually leads him to the One Piece. And then he's like, he gets to the One Piece, he sees whatever the One Piece is, and he's like, well, I'm too early. Like, I'm not the chosen one. And that's why Whitebeard, when Blackbeard's about to kill him, he's like, you're not the person Roger was looking for. And even Teach is like, what? He's like taken aback by it. So obviously the person Roger is looking for is Joy Boy, which is Luffy, which is Nika. But that's pretty interesting. And he only found that out after I think like going on that journey to find the One Piece, or to eventually find the One Piece. So based on the wiki, right? So Chapter Zero came out in basically collaboration with Strongbow, the movie that Luffy fought Golden Lion Shiki.
Okay.
Which, by the way, non-canon, in case anybody didn't know.
I've seen it though.
Yeah, no, it's a decent movie. It's a fun watch. So basically, on the short summary, he says Shiki wants Roger to join him with his knowledge of an ancient weapon. Right? So Shiki finds knowledge of an ancient weapon, which he probably, because I think Chapter Zero is supposed to be canon. And so, obviously, Shiki is on God Valley. He also probably senses, even though they didn't show, but he also probably senses Imu's haki, right? Just like Roger, just like Garp, just like Rocks, Whitebeard Kaido. He probably senses it because he's also one of the top tiers, which is a lot of people downplay Shiki just because they're not like showcasing him essentially.
Yeah, because I want to know how strong he is really. Like,
yeah.
If he has a fruit in the movie, but I don't know if they ever show it in the actual like. Canon.
I don't think they have shown it in the actual one.
He has like some kind of floating fruit.
Yeah, he says that, and then eventually, Storm wipes out half of Shiki's fleet, and then years later, after Roger becomes a pirate king, Shiki launches an attack on Marineford, trying to basically, I think, break Roger out of Impel Down, essentially, or break him out of the government, or he just launches a fight against the government. I need to go back and reread it. But yeah, so that's pretty crazy, and I think if I remember it right, and I'll confirm by next chapter, guys. He says, yeah, we can topple the world, or we can like take over the world, or we can like destroy the world. He says something like that, but the world, right? He's like, with us combined plus this ancient weapon. And so I think that after seeing Imu's strength on God Valley, he's like, the only way we can realistically beat him is with the help of an ancient weapon, which is why Luffy doesn't have access to 2, but he has access to Poseidon, right? Because Shirahoshi is like 100% on Luffy's side. What is it? Pluton, which is the ship. I think. Do you think the Thousand Sunny was inspired by Pluton, or do you think Frankie is going to build Pluton because Loki's joining the Straw Hats?
No, I think with the first part, I think the Thousand Sunny. I think he remembers it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he burnt the blueprints, but he knows like.
Mm-hmm.
He would say like maybe like you would argue like maybe the best shipwright would remember like the how to build the ship without a blueprint. So that's probably
wouldn't the best shipwright actually upgrade the blueprints?
I mean, I can see that too. I can see that happening.
Yeah, so I mean,
like he has his own little take on the ancient weapon. Okay. Yeah.
Or he rebuilds the Thousand Sunny, or not rebuilds it, but like expands it to kind of fit Loki, right? Because Loki's, I think, as big as the Thousand Sunny or something like that.
So that's a good question to even bring up. Like, do you really think Loki is gonna join the Straw Hats, or do you think it's gonna be like another Yamato situation?
I think this one for sure is going to be different because Luffy is the one who asked versus Yamato wanted to join, which is a big difference. Yeah. Luffy never asked Yamato. He was just like, "Oh, you want to join? Okay," you know. Versus
like Luffy personally told him, "I want you to join my crew," like how he did it with Jinbei. He did it with Usopp, Sanji.
He did it with everybody basically.
Everybody but Robin.
But Robin.
But she's like the only exception.
Yeah. Yeah, she's essentially the only exception. So it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to say. I would say.
I could see, because they haven't really showed Loki's devil fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, like, whatever it is can, like, help him fit in the ship.
So if he even has one, though, too, because we saw somebody in the throne room where they had the devil fruit hidden. Like, we saw a silhouette, And so people are speculating, okay, that could be a Holy Knight, that could be Shanks, that could be whoever it is that might have the fruit now. Loki might have never eaten it. So Loki might not even have a devil fruit.
But I'm pretty sure they said, because he's chained up by
sea stone cuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is true. Okay,
maybe it's all the sea stone cuffs that they could
like fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
Do you think it's a Logia or Paramecia?
I think it's like a special Logia, special Paramecia, special or mythical Zoan. It's got to be something huge to be one of the devil fruits that Rock said I think is on Elbaf. I think you have it.
I heard a crazy theory where Loki actually has like the equivalent of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and that's why he thinks he's the sun god.
But it's just dead ass the rubber fruit.
Yeah,
that'd be funny.
That would be.
Do you think Loki's gonna join the Straw Hats?
I think so. They need one more person to complete the entire
10 people.
Mm-hmm. Like, if it wasn't gonna be Carrot, if it wasn't gonna be Yamato, I really think.
Did you want Carrot on the crew?
When I was watching it, I was like, I could see it, cause she was like the lookout. They don't really have that. She would go up the ship, and just kind of be the lookout and be like, oh, there's somebody.
Sanji kind of occupies that role too, though. And
yeah,
so does Usopp.
But he's also the chef. If everybody had a designated role, Carrot would have been the lookout.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want another bottom tier strength character on the Straw Hats.
I mean,
because we have 4 or 5 people that can use hockey. Because Brooke doesn't have hockey, Nami doesn't have hockey. Robin's not confirmed to have hockey, although I think that's Demonia form. I think that is incorporating hockey a full power, kind of like Year 4.
I could have sworn because the way the panels are drawn, she had black arms.
So it's not confirmed though whether that was armament hockey or not. Yeah, Chopper doesn't have hockey. Frankie doesn't have hockey.
Yeah.
The only people that have hockey on the crew is Luffy, Zoro, who have all 3. You have Jinbei, who has armament and observation, and then you have Sanji, who has both of those as well, and then Usopp, who has mediocre observation hockey.
Yeah.
So it's Oda, can we get some power ups, please?
Which I think Loki has at least armament.
I mean, yeah,
and observation.
Observation for sure.
Because he's blindfolded, and then he could tell
who's there.
Yeah, with Shamrock, he could sense that it was Shamrock and not Shanks.
Mm-hmm. But he could also sense that it looked like Shanks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I think both Yamato and Loki to join the Straw Hats because we need top tiers on the crew.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if Yamato joined.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was like, okay, cool, because it's
Do you think Van Augur versus Usopp is actually a fair matchup?
No, no. This dude can teleport. This dude can
This dude has good observation hockey.
Yeah.
Probably armament.
I really hope maybe Usopp needs to get some kind of power up during Elba.
Dude, Usopp needs that Gohan rage boost. Have Van Augur kill Yasop or something.
I liked that it kind of continued what happened with Kuma. Especially with Saturn, because it just kind of cut off from there.
Yeah.
With young Kuma and Saturn. And you would think Saturn would have killed him off right there. But I like how this chapter pretty much explains why. He didn't kill him off because Imu took over to go fight Rocks. I like that. Because even when watching the anime, I was just that's it. Why did he let him live? He could have perfectly killed him right there. And I thought oh, maybe it's implied that Kuma just teleported himself.
I thought it was implied, but I also think I don't know. That's a good question.
I just like that they added more context.
Yeah.
There was more context added to that specific moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could have probably killed him, but IMU took over his body so he can go fight Rocks.
I want to know is because obviously we're gonna get more of the Roger Pirates as well, like Gabon and Rayleigh, fighting because how else would Gabon know how to deal with the Holy Knights? How else would Summers know who Gabon is? Well, I mean, other than him being the famous pirate, but also like be scared of him. Mm-hmm. You know, to that point where it's like, oh shit, it's Gabon, it's Scopper Gabon. You know.
Yeah.
So I want to see more of that, which unfortunately I don't think we're gonna get. I think Oda's gonna show the most important parts and leave the rest up to like one little panel here, one panel there of like what happens with Gabon, what happens with Rayleigh, you know, what happens XYZ.
I really like this chapter in terms of like just for Kaido in general. I think it's
that was adorable.
What?
Kaido?
I like it, just gave him more character.
He
just whacks Big Mom and then takes the fruit himself. Dude. And then he shows up in his dragon form already.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's crazy. I would have thought like maybe he'd be a fish or something, but
that would have been hilarious if he was a fish.
But he's all like, "Whoa, guys, look what I can do!"
Yeah.
He just shows up.
He's like, "Rocks, I finally got a fruit," and Rocks is like, "I'm proud of you, boy."
Yeah, he's like, "Look, he's having fun. At least someone's having fun."
I imagine Rocks just having from Guardians of the Galaxy, the blue guy. What's his name?
Drax.
No, the blue guy, the guy that's like Quill's like adopted. Yondu.
Yeah.
I just imagine him having like Yondu's voice. "I'm proud of you, boy." How did you start One Piece?
How did I start it?
Mm-hmm. Or why?
It was freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
It was when I was getting into Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
And My Hero Academia, and then you put me on with One Piece, but the manga, and it was I read, cause like it was the art style that I was like you know, growing up I was like, I don't know, like it looks weird, but actually reading the story, you know, actually reading the manga, I got intrigued and I was like, okay, this is cool, like this is interesting, and I stopped at like. After, it was before the Baratier.
Before Barate, so like before Whiskey Peak? Like right after Arlong Park?
It was way before that. So yeah, it's before you even meet like Usopp.
Bro, you stopped in Syrup Village. Or you stopped before Syrup Village. Bro, you got past Captain Morgan. That's like 4 chapters.
Well, no, because it's. No, because it's after Buggy.
Okay. 6 chapters.
What, like, and it was because of it wasn't because I just stopped liking it or I just didn't get interested. It was just because, like, whatever I was reading it out of in the website, it just crashed or it just didn't exist anymore.
I hate that. I hate going on reading, like, scans and then the website just, like, not crashing, but having a ton of ads, like, because I'm always reading it on my phone.
Yeah, the one I'm reading, always pops up like hentai. I'm like, bro, I'm at work.
I read the new chapters on the official Shonen Jump app. Please support the official release, guys. It's okay to read scans, but also read it through the official release. That way you can support Oda.
And it's actually the actual, like, translation.
Yeah, and it's the official translation.
The scans are either gonna have like misspellings or like the wrong grammar.
Mm-hmm. I mean the other ones do too sometimes, right? Like things are either misinterpreted, right? Stuff like that. But it's gonna be a lot closer, and like if you read both, it's gonna give you a better idea. It's what Liam says all the time, like in Grand Line Review. He says all the time, he's like, oh, well, you know, it can be interpreted this way, but you know what? It also has this meaning in Japanese. So it's also important for, like, the source material, right, the original Japanese, to kind of, obviously, I can't read Japanese. He can't read Japanese. Chris, when he's on the podcast, cannot read Japanese. but it is important to like double check all the resources that are available, um, and then that way you just kind of get a better picture of exactly what Oda's trying to tell you or Oda's trying to portray with the story. So you stopped at Syrup Village.
Yeah, like in freshman year.
When did you pick it back up afterwards? I thought you kept going to like Water 7 or something.
No, dude. I wish if I did, I probably would have made me like a different man. I'm just kidding. No, like I think I started going back into it.
You would have been gooning to Robin a lot sooner.
Oh my god. I think I would have. Like I think after high school is when I got back into it.
When did you graduate?
2018.
Damn, bro.
So like 4 years later, and it's just because of the resources and like how I was able to read One Piece, because I didn't even have like I had Crunchyroll but not that, or like I don't know, like I didn't have Crunchyroll.
You had a my Crunchyroll, I think.
Yeah, no, this was way before.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll, if you're reading this, this is hypothetical. We do not share accounts.
At least not anymore.
For me, I'll need Chris to verify because we started together. I want to say I was in middle school. I graduated high school in 2015. I know I'm old. But yeah, I want to say like in middle school we started watching it. But I had already seen like parts of Alabasta because I remember when I was younger, like on Toonami, like they would have One Piece sometimes, and I remember specifically seeing both the Drum Island part of it, not like fully like every single episode, right? But like I remember the snow. I remember the snow part. I remember when Luffy was climbing the mountain, his hands were all bleeding and stuff like that, and then I remember. Like almost like the climax of it, and then I remember parts of when they're in the desert and Ace is with them, and Vivi's with them.
Okay.
So it was like around that time. I can't even pinpoint exactly. But I remember seeing that like on Toonami, but not being like invested into the series because I didn't know who the characters were. Like I knew of One Piece, but I didn't know the characters. And then, yeah, like I think during either my freshman year of high school or my eighth grade or my third year in middle school, then me and my brother started watching it. And then I remember we watched it all the way up through like beginning parts of Alabasta. Or not Alabasta, but like, right after lockdown. Then my cousin came and visited from Mexico, right? And so I was like, I would hang out with her, and we would do like random stuff. And then Chris is like, "Can I watch it?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead. I'll just catch up later." And he started like binge watching it like crazy, and within like a month, he got to like the end of Skypiea. And I was like, okay, you know what? You watched too many episodes. Like now I'll never be able to catch up. Like you need to stop.
Yeah.
And then I picked up the manga. And I picked up the manga and I read through Alabasta and I read through Skypiea. And like all the arcs in between. And then we started watching Water 7 together. And then we cried when Robin said, "I want to live." And we saw it in dub.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, no, the dub was really good up until, I would say, the pre-time skip dub is actually way better than the post-time skip.
Are you saying that, or is it just nostalgia though?
No, like
I like the dub. I like the sub too.
I want to say the deliveries. I mean, because even the sub is really good, of course. But like, I want to say the deliveries and how they handled the dubbing for the pre-time skip is very well done compared to the post-time skip. I feel like the post-time skip, they're just kind of like, oh, okay, well, let's just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I've noticed that too. Like, I'll watch it just so I can just rewatch it and just watch like the same arc in a different shade.
You know what I've wanted to do? I've wanted to rewatch the whole thing in Spanish. but like Latin America Spanish, like Mexico.
It might be funny as hell.
I've seen clips of it, and it's funny, especially like pre-time skip when they had like still like a lot more gags and stuff. It is hilarious.
I miss, yeah.
We should rewatch it.
I do miss. I miss the like the comedy.
Like you still get comedy, but it's not the same like goofy, like carefree.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is so much more high stakes.
Yeah, and then like if they try to do any some sort of comedy, like people bash on it online, and it just pisses me off because I'm like, they started it like that, like bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
hey, what do you think about people bashing? I mean, it's a minority. Like, it's not the majority of people, right? But people bashing like the wacky scenes, like Tom and Jerry style, comedy of Gear 5.
I think they're missing the point of it. I feel like that, like, if you look at it in the bigger picture, it was leading up to this. Like, people are making it seem like this just came out of nowhere.
I think Gear 5 is literally the embodiment of freedom. Mm-hmm. That's why Luffy can get away with doing all these like wacky, zany, Animaniacs, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry style.
Like he can
cartoon.
He could create a baseball bat with like just a tree.
Yeah.
And paint it like, you know.
Weren't the trees supposed to be holograms too?
No, I don't think the trees. That would be funny though. It's
just the hologram. He's like, boom, it fades right through it.
Yeah, I like it because I mean I grew up with the like those cartoons too, and like those Oda is inspired by like these cartoons too, like Popeye,
mm-hmm.
Tom and Jerry, like all like Rubber Hose. So it's really cool just seeing that.
Rubber Hose is like that style of cartoon.
It's the genre where like they, you know, can.
Okay.
Where they look lanky and like stretch their arms and
like Cuphead.
Yeah, like Cuphead. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
It'd be Rubber Hose, yeah. And I noticed it too. Like when I watched it, I was like, oh, these, because there's some characters I was like, these people look like they're from Popeye. That really, like, if you rewatch even the anime, like they're like pre-time skip,
mm-hmm.
very very beginning, like you can kind of tell like the art style. Very heavily inspired by like Popeye, like very lanky, like skinny arms but big feet, big hands.
I think that was just like the art style for Oda, but definitely like you're saying, inspired.
Well, this was fun. You guys make sure you follow us on all our platforms and subscribe, because this is
give us a thumbs up too, guys. Like it helps a lot.
Tell us what we should talk about, or leave your little comments. We might even bring it up in the next episode and maybe make it a topic for like a little segment.
Yeah, we could have like a comment segment, comment reading segment, or replying to your guys' theories. Leave your theories, leave comments, reviews, whatever criticism, constructive criticism you guys might have for us. This is, like I said, the pilot episode. We're hoping to, get mics, have a better setup, make it a little bit more professional going forward. But this was kind of like I said, a pilot, just to kind of test the waters, and actually do something instead of just saying, oh, we should start Drunk Piece. We should start Drunk Piece. And it was fun. So like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully we see you guys on the next episode, and hopefully Chris is here with us on the next episode.
Yeah,
because I think he'll bring a lot more energy, and it'll just be more fun.
Well, like, it's another insight of a different person.
Yeah,
and that's what gets me excited, because I kind of already know, like, well, what you would say. You kind of already know what I would say.
Mm-hmm. And then Chris is just kind of like, I was gonna say out of pocket, but no.
No.
He's very, I don't know. You guys will have to wait and see. If you guys enjoy this, we'll be more than happy to continue. And if you didn't enjoy it, then get better taste.
Let us know why.
Yeah, let us know why.
Is the place not too light, like bright enough? Let us know.
we're gonna get better lighting. This was kind of like impromptu. Like I texted him earlier today, like, hey, you want to film a pilot episode just to kind of test the waters? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. Let us know what we should drink next time, as well. We had Twisted Teas today.
It's our favorite. You know, it's our go-to.
Not sponsored, but you know.
But if you have a certain drink that you would recommend, like we're open-minded. We're down to test it and try it. Mm-hmm. And if we don't like it, well, here's our backup.
Or you know, give us mixed drink suggestions. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe here on YouTube.
Threads.
No, not Threads.
Well, I think you should make a Threads.
We'll make a Threads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laters.